welcome to Fortune Cookies. And this is the Tarot Zone Marathon, video 1. We are live. This is our first live. Just going to keep it going for a few minutes, see if we get anybody onboarding. I hope everybody is geared up for New Year's. I hope everyone can hear me. It looks like my microphone is working. 1, 2, 1, 2. And we've got some people online. Hey, welcome to the Tarot Zone Marathon. So I figured the first video we would do, since I am an American, we will do the 12 card, it's actually 13 card Zodiac spread to see what's going to happen in the United States. I know I have a lot of international viewers as well, but let's see what we've got. And remember, like, share, subscribe, invite your friends. Fun stuff going on today. Comment down below if you have plans for New Year's or if you're staying in like I am. And here we go. So again, those of you that aren't familiar with this, it's a 12 card spread. There's a 13th card right in the middle. And this is the state of things in the United States. It's a pretty big spread, so we might be here for a little bit. Get some popcorn, get yourself a cocktail if needed. This is card 1, self, public image. 2, it's going to be money. 3, house of communication. Let me see, are these going in the right spot? 4, home. And we are going to be doing reverse cards. Oh, I just want to make sure we get this in a good spot. Like I said, this is a big spread. This is our home card. Pleasure and addictions. Okay. I always read this part as addictions in some readings. So sometimes like people have shopping addictions and things like that. I want to make sure we always give that. Pleasure can sometimes be a little bit much. This is health. And then we get into relationships. Whoops. Card 8 is lessons. I'm sorry. For those of you that don't follow me often, I have a little bit of a list because I've got some dental stuff going on. That's lessons that we learn. Spirituality. This is career, but also politics. So we'll talk a bit more about that as well. And then we have future visions. Ooh, that does not look good for our economy. And then this is outcomes, subconscious, can be the shadow self as well. So let's take it. Card. Oh, and then we have card in the middle. We're going to do a little shuffle. This is going to be like the overview of 2022. For the United States, and we got a jump out, so we'll use that. Oh, that's not good. All right, so I'm going to try and read it as positively as possible. So self, public image. So when we have our high priestess card, this is, you know, having high morals, you know, towing the line, doing what's right in general. Hi Beverly, I see you there. Yay! New Year's plans in your living room. Yeah, like I'm going to be in the basement. I'm going to try and move the readings upstairs too. And it's my first live, so it's actually working. I'm so excited. Yay! So we have, you know, lofty thinking, but morality thinking here. When we have the high priestess, she really does represent, you know, doing good things, but she also does have some secrets. The thing with the high priestess, and I tell my students in the classes that I teach, the high priestess has the information, but you have to ask her for it. You know, sometimes you have to tweeze information out and be a bit more proactive getting that information from the sources. So, you know, we may have some things that we need to uncover. There may be some secrets that we need to reveal. I don't know if that was better. I just shifted the cards a little bit. But that's where we are right now. Ourself, our public image, Sorting things out. It looks like the United States is trying to sort some things out. The second area is money and values. Now, the Justice card often talks about legal issues, things going on in court. I have a feeling this is going to be some changes to our finances. Now, we're going to come back over to this King of Pentacles in reverse, because that I'm a little bit troubled by that one there. I think this is speaking to our economy having some very serious things, very serious laws put into place to kind of manage it. It looks like there's something that we need to do in terms of, I did this wrong. I'm sorry. I'm trying to set up for the screen. I did everything a little wonky here. So, or did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did do 12. Okay. I just set them up weird. So it looks like there's going to be some laws passed, some legal things going on. But communication house, education, that's that communication house. This can be education, travel. This can be the goodwill. It looks like things are going to start to be a little bit cooler. Maybe we're going to start to have better relationships amongst ourselves, and we're not going to be quite so. Oh, thank you. Actually, I don't know if I can say this. This is actually Color Street. I couldn't get to the nail salon, so these are Color Street. You can find a Color Street person online, and they're strips of actual nail polish. But thank you so much, and they're green. I thought they were black when I did them at first, but thank you. So I think relations or communication is likely to get a little bit better. So this can be among people, and this could also be sometimes media. We sometimes see media in the communication house as well. Improved media communications. The home card is in reverse. We have now this is, conditions at home. Now, our Knight of Pentacles, he is a good decision maker. He is stable. He is reliable. And this is the guy that, if you need to move and you give him a call and you say, hey, can you come over with your truck and help me move? He shows up an hour early. He has donuts and he has coffee with him. And he's a super help, and he stays all day. And then he buys, a 6-pack at the end of the night. When he is in reverse, not so reliable. So communications are improving, but the do it stuff is not improving. The rolling up your sleeves and getting dirty and, forcing the lofty ideas and better conditions into play, we're not seeing everybody quite there. Seems like we have a lot more thinkers in the country than we have doers. We have a lot more people that want to talk about how great things are going to be, or how great things should be, or how we should make things different. But nobody really wants to roll their sleeves up and actually build a house or work on a road or anything like that. So that's disappointing. We do get to the Sun card. So this tells me again that we're going to have some illumination. Some things are going to come to light. We are going to go into better times. So that's actually very promising. It could also be that we just kind of blindly proceed and buy the nonsense and remain stupidly optimistic, but I don't think so. I think that we're going to see some things improving. I think relations, it seems, are going to improve. I think communications are going to become much more clarified. We're going to get more information that is correct and information that is reliable. I think we're going to see more of that. I'm just going to move these just a little bit so we can kind of get a better view here. I think you can all see them a little bit better. So now the Wheel of Fortune is in our health sector. And again, this is for the United States nationally. This is for the whole country. as a whole. So the Wheel of Fortune in the health sector means that there's still going to be some ups and downs in terms of the health of the nation. Now, whether that is the actual health and the actual things that we keep seeing, like the Christmas variant that we saw, we may see an ebb and flow with that, as we have been. That's not a big surprise in terms of a reading. I wouldn't be surprised. So, relationships, partnerships, marriage. It looks like our foreign relationships are not going to go well right now. Emperor in reverse. The emperor, when he is upright, he's a good decision maker. He's in control. He knows what's what. He's got it going on. When he is in reverse, he is not a good decision maker. He has a bad temper. He will flaunt his power or his perceived power inappropriately. He will lash out. He will use force rather than intellect. The head is down. You always want to remember that. And he will make false threats. So this is something that we need to watch out for. I do know that the president is going to be speaking with Putin, or there is some talk about them getting together and having a conversation very shortly. This does not bode well for that. Lessons are lessons. So the Four of Pentacles, again, upright, is our conservation, saving, being, this can be smart. This can be poor savings. This can be, also can lead into hoarding. In reverse, it is foolishness, not being careful, not paying attention, not sorting your goods and keeping them for what you need. This is very, very foolish with money. This is very foolish with resources. It's something I think we definitely should be aware of here in the United States. Moving on into spirituality. So this tells me, spirituality, the spirit of being an American is very convoluted right now. There was a progressive, I don't want to say progressive move like progressives, but a progressive move toward having very different values in the country, having very different perspectives in the spirit of being inclusive with other lifestyles and other cultures that may come to the country. Now we've gotten so broad and everyone's been, just so hot pointed about it that it's convoluted. So, we need to get back to the melting pot concept, the concept of where all of us are a vital ingredient in the stew that is the United States. I think, perhaps our better communication that we're seeing down here with our Ace of Cups, perhaps that could be a rebirth, and we could get back to this concept of melting pot where all cultures are valued as part of the, American pie, so to speak. So that right now we're having some trouble with that. It seems like, the United States is not going through growing pains as much as it's going through like a midlife crisis. I mean, I hate to say that, but it does seem like we're going through some very awkward phases here. Okay, career and dealing with, this is actually dealing with government. This can be legal things when we do this for private readings, when we do it for individuals. But for us, this is, because this is the United States, we are dealing with presence on the world stage. This is really going to be the presence on the world stage. And it is that Page of Wands. Page of Wands is the dreamer who has the amazing idea and wants to go forward and wants to do something really cool and has this great project. When he's in reverse, it's someone who has ideas, doesn't really have any follow through, and is not really that potent. So we're seeing a lack of potency here on the world stage. It's something that we definitely shouldn't be doing. We should be seizing the day. And I don't know if I should say that, seizing the day, but we should be seizing the day. And again, getting back to this idea of the melting pot, and having different cultures and having different values that coalesce. They this is our foreign relations look like they're a little bit troubling. It looks like we're going to come off, and now I'm reading collectively now. It seems like we're going to come off as what is a paper tiger. It does feel like very paper tigery for us in the next year or so. I think the United States is going to not look great on the world stage, and I don't think we're going to have very much to back it up. So sad to say that. So we'll get there. Future visions and dreams. So we have our King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles, upright, fruitful. He's a creator. He, is the guy who runs a Fortune 500 company. Now he's in reverse. This is somebody who has all the wrong ideas. This is the opposite of Elon Musk. This is someone who is bereft of ideas and is not able to execute them. This is someone who leads by force rather than by example, good counsel. So this future visions for us does not look good. Looks like that's kind of weak. And I'm sorry for all the Americans that are watching right now. It's not a great spread for us, but we'll pull some extra cards. I wasn't going to pull extra cards in the 12 card spread, but we will. Subconscious outcomes. It looks like, and these are our fears, anxiety. This can be shadow self. When I do, I'm going to be doing readings for the next 24 hours. So I'll keep dropping in and doing these live. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. When we get the lovers is cooperation and partnership. So, there may be some future for us to have some partnerships here. Center of the deck, though, was our we're swirling the circle in the drain here. I'm sorry I'm laughing. Happy New Year. Beverly, I'll answer you in just a second, hun. Death upright is, surety, and there is some comfort in surety. There is, there's no anxiety when you have inevitability. When something is certain to happen, death is certain to happen. You can't be anxious about it. You can be anxious about when it's going to happen, but if you know it's happening, it's going to happen. So live the best you can. Live life to the fullest. When it's in reverse, there is a resistance to change. There is a resistance to the inevitability. And in some sense, I do get, those of you who watch me know that I touch the cards and I get more information from the cards. Happy New Year to you, Christine. I feel like there's a change of course. There's a refusal, which is a very American sentiment and a very American feeling. There's a refusal to accept a poor change of course for the country. There seems to be definitely a vibe of we're not accepting it. We're not to quote Dee Snider, but we're not going to take it. It definitely feels like there's a huge resistance to, we're not gonna let her go. We're not gonna let it die. Let's get 3 more cards on this. So, all in all, it seems like an awkward year. Definitely seems like we're gonna be a little bit awkward here, but growing pains, sometimes The phoenix. Let's talk about the phoenix. The phoenix grows old, bursts into flames, and then is reborn again. So perhaps that's what we're going through here. We'll do three cards on this. Three cards. We're going to be doing this all night. So if you guys want to see different readings, go back to the original video that I did and just type in what you'd like to see. Okay, so there's a lot of confusion, a lot of cloudiness, and a lot of different directions. We've lost the path right now. And for my British people, we've lost the plot. We've lost the direct pathway to just happy life. And what we're going to do is start to remember how it felt to be normal. And we're going to start to remember what we need to do to get back there. The Three of Hearts is a very negative card in the deck. It is. Raven says hello to everyone. She's barking at the door. It's probably my Amazon guy here. But the three of Swords in reverse is a negative card. It is loss. It is disruption, divorce, death. It can be all sorts of things. Heartbreak. This is a heartbreak card. When we get into reverse, though, sometimes this can be healing. And this can be the end is near. The growing pains are done. So I am going to interpret it that the phoenix will rise. I'm getting a very phoenixy kind of feeling out of this, out of the ashes. But I think we have to go through some ugliness before we get there. Beverly, to answer your question, in the class that I teach, I don't ever tell anyone, no, you interpreted that incorrectly. There's a million different readings for, and I thought I had my book down here, but the Radiant Rider-Waite has this amazing book, and you can order it on Amazon. It comes with a book, comes with an amazing deck. It has different interpretations for relationships, work, personal. And all the cards have a reverse and an upright, and then there's an overview, meaning there's a page dedicated to each card, and there's all different categories on there. When I teach to my students, I tell them, the card doesn't have to, you don't have to memorize every single meaning for this one particular card, because what's going to happen is then you're going to be spending all of your time doing an inductive reading. So you're going to have to look up in the book all the time, or you're going to have to write a million notes on the card, and you're never going to see it again. So, what you do is you go through the deck and you learn the traditional meanings, not by rote, but you learn them, and then you decide really what this card means to you, and how it resonates with you the most. And then that's the meaning. When you do your readings, that's what's going to come up. The cards will come up as needed and as they mean to you. So, and I'm glad that this one's out, because this is one that, I've read for over 30 years. And this one I always read as, dazzled by choices, too many choices. But then I started following Tarot by Andy. I think a lot of you guys follow her too. And she reads this as gaslighting a lot of the time. And I said, you know what? It really does come up as gaslighting sometimes. It really does represent that in a lot of readings, especially relationship readings. So it's something that I added to, the interpretation. When you start reading, different cards will mean different things to you. Different decks will mean different things to you. The Lover's card may mean something very different in the Thoth deck, or like my Dark Mansion Tarot. Like, that's just a really fun, whimsical deck. So, I give everybody their own artistic license, so to speak. The only time I would ever have an issue is if somebody said, well, the Sun card is terrible. The Sun card's not terrible. It can never be terrible. It's never going to be a terrible card. It can be illumination, versus happiness. So, if you have it next to like a murder card, um, maybe somebody's going to be found out, their dead body's going to be found. It could be something like that, but it's never going to mean, like mean spirited Schadenfreude. It's never going to qualify as that. It's always going to be like a very good natured, positive kind of card. So I hope that was a good answer for you. So thanks everybody for dropping in. I'm going to keep doing this till tomorrow night. I stay in every New Year's and put together a giant Lego set with my husband. So I'm going to read as many of the readings that I have on my list. I've got a huge list here. We're going to do politicians. We're going to do celebrities. We're going to do royalty. And we're just going to have a great time. So drop in as you can. And I hope you're enjoying the readings. And I hope you're having a great time. And I hope you have a happy and safe and healthy New Year. Happy New Year. Thanks so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Talk to y'all soon. I'll be back in a little bit.